Hello class 11th. Let's discuss the rest of the part of this chapter, the summer of the beautiful white horse. We had discussed that both the boys Aram and his cousin Murad, they enjoyed the riding of that beautiful white horse, and then they hid the horse in the vineyard of Fedvasian, and they returned back to home. And when they reached, Aram found that his uncle Khosrow was already there at home, and another visitor comes to their home. It was a farmer named John Vairo. He had been an Assyrian farmer, and he had learnt Armenian language to survive in that country. So he mentions in their home that he has lost his horse, beautiful white horse. It was stolen by someone many days back, and it is very difficult for him to survive without the horse, because his saray is of no use without the horse. But Uncle Khosrow silences him, saying that if it is no harm, he should not pay attention to it. Okay, and after that, Uncle Khosrow gets up and stalking out of the house. He stalks out of the house, slamming the screen door. And then his mother explains, means Aram's mother explains John Vairo that Khosrow is having a gentle heart, and it is simply because he is homesick and he is very large man. So here we had left last time. Farmer went away, and I ran over to my cousin Murad's house. Now what is given? He was sitting under a peach tree. Who? Murad. Because cousin, Aram, the narrator, who is 9 years old boy, he goes to his cousin Murad's house. When he reaches his home, he was sitting under a peach tree trying to repair the hurt wing of a young robin which could not fly. He was talking to the bird. So what he was doing? He was sitting under the peach tree and he was trying to repair the hurt wings of a young robin. Robin is the name of a bird. It was not able to fly, so he was helping it, and he was talking to the bird. What is it? He said. The farmer John Vairo, he asked narrator, how did you come to my home? The farmer John Vairo, I said, he visited our house. He wants his horse. You have had it a month. Means you had stolen his horse a month ago. I want you to promise not to take it back until I learn to ride. Now he means the narrator wants him not to return the horse until he also learns to ride. It will take you a year to learn to ride, my cousin Murad said. You are very young yet, and it will take a year for you to learn to ride. We could keep the horse a year, I said. My cousin Murad leaped to his feet. He got up. What? He roared. Are you inviting a member of Garo-Galenian family to steal? The horse must go back to its true owner. When? I said. Then I asked. He said that I cannot become a thief. People will charge against us that we have stolen the horse, and we belong to Garo-Galenian family, which is known for its trust and honesty and truth, and horse must go back to its true owner. Then narrator says, I asked when. He says, in 6 months at the latest, he said. He threw the bird into the air. The bird tried hard, almost fell twice, but at last flew away high and straight. Early every morning, then after what happened, early every morning for 2 weeks, my cousin Murad and I took the horse out of the barn of deserted vineyard, where We were hiding it and rode it, and every morning the horse, when it was my turn to ride along, leaped over grapevines and small trees and threw me and ran away. So he says that every morning we had been enjoying we enjoyed the rides for next 2 weeks. We had been hiding it in the barn of deserted vineyard, and we used to ride it every morning. And whenever, narrator says, whenever my turn came, and when I rode the horse along, it used to jump over the grapevines and small trees, and I was thrown down, and the horse used to run away. Nevertheless, I hoped in time to learn to ride the way my cousin Murad rode, and now I was realizing that I cannot ever learn to ride as my cousin Murad does. One morning, on the way to Fedvasian deserted vineyard, we ran into the farmer John Vairo, who was on his way to town. One morning, what happened? We had been on the way to that Fedvasian deserted vineyard. We had to hide the horse there, and suddenly we came across the farmer John Vairo, and he was on his way to the town. Let me do the talking, my cousin Murad said. I have a way with farmers. It was his dialogue. I have a way with. Earlier he said, I have a way with the horses. Then he said, I have a way with the birds. Then now he says, I have a way with the farmers, and you need not speak anything. He tells narrator Aram, and he says, I have a way with the farmer, so I will be handling him. Good morning, John Vairo, my cousin Murad said to the farmer. The farmer studied the horse eagerly, and the farmer had been looking at the horse very eagerly. Good morning, son of my friends, he said. What is the name of your horse? My heart, my cousin Murad said in Armenian. In Armenian language, my cousin said that the name of our house is My Heart. A lovely name, John Vairo said, for a lovely horse. It's a lovely horse. I could swear it is the horse that was stolen from me many weeks ago. May I look into his mouth? He says that I can swear that it is the same horse which was stolen from my home many weeks ago. And should I look into his mouth? Of course, Murad said. The farmer looked into the mouth of the horse. Tooth for tooth, he said. I would swear it is my horse. If I didn't know your parents, I can swear that it is my horse, but because I know your parents, so I cannot say that it is my horse. You people belong to Garogalenian family, and Garogalenian family members can never steal. So it is not my horse. The fame of your family for honesty is well known to me. Yet the horse is the twin of my horse. But this horse seems to be the twin of my horse. A suspicious man would believe his eyes instead of his heart. Okay, means whatever I have seen with my eyes, I am sure of that. But I cannot suspect your honesty. Okay, only a suspicious man could do that he would not listen to his heart, and he would believe in his eyes. Good day, my young friends. In this way, saying these words, he leaves the boys. He was not having any doubt that it is not his horse. Of course, Murad said. Okay, I think we had been here. Good day, John Vairo, my cousin Murad said. Early the following morning, what happened then? The next day, what happened? Early the following morning, we took the horse to John Vairo's vineyard and put it in the barn. The dogs followed us around without making a sound. Okay, so the boys, they decided to return the horse to its true owner, and then very next morning they took the horse to John Vairo's vineyard and put it there. And there were dogs, they followed them, but they didn't bark, they didn't make any sound. The dogs, I whispered to my cousin Murad, I thought they would bark. They would add somebody else. He said, I have a way with dogs. My cousin Murad put his arms around the horse. pressed his nose into horse nose, patted it, and then we went up. I mean, they left the horse there, and cousin Murad, he put his arms around the horse before leaving it, pressed his nose into the horse nose, patted it, and they came back. That afternoon, John Viro came to our house in the Surrey and showed my mother the horse that had been stolen and returned. And that very afternoon, John Viro came to our house again, and this time he had come in his Surrey, and he showed his horse to my mother, and he said that I have got my horse back, which was stolen. I do not know what to think, he said. He said, I don't know what to think. The horse is stronger than ever. It has got stronger. Better tempered too. And its nature has also changed. Its behavior has changed. It is better tempered now. I thank God, my uncle Khosrow, who was in the parlor. Then he says, I'm thankful to God that I got my horse back. And that very moment, my uncle Khosrow was also in the parlor. He became irritated and shouted, said, quiet man, quiet, your horse has been returned, pay no attention to it. So dear students, here the story, the summer of the beautiful white horse ends. So it was a beautiful story. Now about certain questions which have been given here after the text. Let's discuss these questions. Okay, you will, 1 minute. Yes, you will probably agree that the story does not have breathless adventure and exciting action. Okay, then what in your opinion makes it interesting? This is the question, dear students, to you. The story is not having any adventure, nor it has any exciting action. Then what do you think the story is interesting? So you have to give the answer. Okay, so we can discuss like the various reasons which make the story mind gripping and a real page turner are the innocence of the language, which keeps us in suspense about the belongingness of the horse. Okay, the language, innocence of the language, which keeps us in suspense about the belongingness of the horse, as to whom does the horse belong to, the reader wants to know. Then the mystery behind riding horse, who would be the owner, where does the horse come from, like such things. The interesting feature which makes this story captivating is the way in which the relationship between the author and his cousin develops. Okay, certain such answer you can give to this question. Or you can also write like, it is true that thou the story Summer of the Beautiful Horse has neither any breathless adventure nor any exciting action, yet it holds the interest of the readers. It begins in a mood of nostalgia and takes us back to the memories of our childhood. Okay, when the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence and life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. It takes us to the days of childhood when the things had been very beautiful in the imagination. Right? Second question is the most important question of this chapter. Did the boys return the horse because they were conscience stricken, or because they were afraid? Okay. So what do you think? What would be the answer? If you think that they were conscience stricken, then you have to prove. If you think that they were afraid, then you have to justify. And if you think both are applicable, then too you have to justify it. Let's discuss. The boys returned the horse because they were conscience stricken. They were conscience stricken, we can say. Why? Murad and Aram, they belong to Garagulanian family, which was famous for its integrity and honesty. Due to their passion for riding and fun, once they stole a beautiful horse. Okay, otherwise they were not afraid. We can also say that the most beautiful essence of the story is the fact that the boys were very innocent and meant no harm to anyone. They were just dreamy and wished to ride a horse. It pricked their conscience when they saw the clear-hearted farmer John Vairo, who did not suspect them even once for stealing the horse. They were not afraid but were guilt-stricken, conscience-stricken, when they met a pure-hearted soul like John, who could not even think of people of their clan stealing. Even after he said it was confirmed that the horse resembled his, just like twins. Right? The children might have also been afraid of ruining the prestige and honor of their families. That is why they returned the horse, because their inner conscience pricked them. Otherwise, they were not afraid. Okay? So you can write down the answer in this way. Last question. One day, there in good old days when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence and life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. The story begins in a mood of nostalgia. Can you narrate some incident from your childhood that might make an interesting story? So this is your work. You have to write your own experiences. Okay, dear students, the story revolves around characters who belong to a tribe in Armenia. Murad and Aram are members of the Garagulanian family. Now locate Armenia and Assyria on the atlas and prepare a write-up on the Garagulanian tribe. You may write about people, their names, traits, geographical and economic features as suggested in the story. So dear students, you have to write down about the Garagulanian clan, Garagulanian tribes, okay, by finding their geographical and finding Armenia and Assyria on the atlas, and then you will be preparing a write-up on Garagulanian tribes. Okay. So here I would like to stop for today, and this lesson, the summer of the beautiful white horse, is now complete. Okay, and you have to read the chapter with understanding. If you find any problem, you may let me know. We may discuss them. Okay, so thank you very much.